I've been using Fable 5 quite heavily since it came back. I've finished 15 packages so far. The best part is they've extended it until the 12th. Let me say that first. It doesn't end on the 7th. But using it correctly is very important because 15 packages is $3,000 of use. It seems very high. But when you do the math, based on the tokens you use weekly, if you use the API, it would be $90,000. Yes, a $3,000 expense goes up to $90,000. And that's just weekly. You have to add this again and again every week. So a $3,000 monthly spend goes like 90,000 times 4. It's not a sustainable figure. But yes, this model is very powerful. It's very useful for us. Okay? What can we do? Actually, I'll explain that in this video. Actually, it's not just about the model. It's very powerful. I admit that, but how you use it is so important. You can reach Fable 5 levels with other models too. Because let's give an example like this. One, someone new who hasn't done many projects or whatever, give them Fable 5. And give Karpathy Opus or even Sonnet. Karpathy will develop a much better project than a beginner using Fable 5. With a lower model, because he knows much better how that model should work, how to build a project, and what the goal is, he uses the tools better. Using these well leads you to model independence. This way, when companies raise prices or pull a model or any difficulty arises, it allows you to work even with a local model if needed. So in this video, I'll explain the logic behind this. How should you approach it? I'll explain how to approach this kind of work. Keep going while we have Fable 5. It speeds you up a lot, but Fable 5 is gone. When it's gone, you need to reach Fable 5's power. Now let me tell you one of the most important methods. You can try it while we still have Fable 5, dynamic workflows. I think it's one of the best things Claude Code has brought. When you make a dynamic workflow with Fable 5 and give it to Opus or Sonnet, which I've tried many times, you realize that whether it's done with Fable 5, Opus, or Sonnet, the result is the same. Nothing changes, because Fable designs the dynamic workflow, but if you run that same workflow on Fable, you face much higher costs. So the first thing you should do is use dynamic workflows and have Fable design the workflow, then run Sonnet or Opus. What we mean by running it is actually delegating the work. Fable calls Opus or Sonnet to do the job. It continues to do it. That's our first rule. Now we've come to the second part. You can do this before Fable 5 leaves, and I can say it'll be very useful for the projects you're working on. Here is what you'll do. Think of Fable 5 like a co-founder. This is a partner of yours. But it's about to retire. Nothing can be done now. It's retiring. So you can make a few requests of it before it retires. You can ask it to do things for you. I'm giving an example prompt here. Let me open it up. I'm saying review my setup, my entire system. Then suggest improvements for this setup. For each improvement, fix it, rewrite it, and make it clear. Add a companion skill or do nothing. Or suggest what else we could do. List them for me. Carefully extract a method from every good result you find, pausing to review each one. Analyze it and give it to me, like this. Say it did something you really liked, right, with Fable 5, but you don't understand what it did. Or you don't understand how it did it. Or you just really liked it. When you say explain this to me, like this, these two are very important. When you ask for an explanation and turn it into a reusable skill, then even if you use Opus, you can ensure it does the job correctly. So while you have Fable, as I said before, weekly, 90, let's say for one package, you'd have to spend $6,000 instead of $200 to get the same job done. So you have a $6,000 a week employee at your disposal. Know this and have it do these tasks. When you tell Fable 5 this right here, we're not in Fable 5. 1 second. By the way, use this in the terminal or Claude's app. It doesn't matter, but using it in the terminal gives you much more control over everything. You're in complete control. So it's much better for projects. By the way, these aren't just coding projects. You can build marketing systems. You can build systems to market your product. You can build systems to grow your social media. Whatever you need from Fable for your business, you can set it up. Approach everything I've said with this logic. When I say it like this, it'll solve these, improve them, and turn the process into a skill for me. This is very important. Now we've come to number 2, effort. Effort is truly key here, because in Fable 5's release blog, Opus's high point and Fable's low point are actually quite similar in nature. Let me show you. In the first announcement on June 9th, here, all the values were there, so let me show them to you once again, this time based on the different levels of effort. The orange one is Fable 5 and the green one is Opus 4.8. Now, if you notice, Fable 5's low and Opus's high are actually very close together, but X high is definitely higher overall than Opus's low. What's strange is that Opus's max is lower than its X high, so max doesn't perform better, even though it's a higher model and costs more, which we can see the cost down here. It's over $10. Here, X high is better than low, but in Fable, it already costs less at low. It also costs less at medium. When you get to high, the level increases significantly. At max, there's a marginal increase again. It doesn't go up very steeply, as you can see. I think we can consider X high as the point where we get the best marginal benefit. High is also good, but as you can see, it's close to medium. To each other, they're not that far apart. And with low, we have a model that's higher than Fable 5 low. In our hands. But as I said, while Fable 5 low is low in cost, it's high in Opus. Now here you need to adjust the effort levels based on the task, the situation, and the prompt. So it's very simple. Let your hand get used to the effort. Please change this based on what you're going to do. I mean, if there's something very challenging, you can use Ultra Code. But Ultra Code in general sometimes thinks too much, drags things out, and clogs up the process, actually producing worse results. Max can also drag things out in the same way. Usually high and X will be sufficient. We've already seen medium and low. But Ultra Code and Max can be demanding. So unless you have very complex databases or very difficult problems, you don't need to switch to those. Using this will actually improve your technique. But don't just set something and leave it there for the entire task. You should also consider the complexity of what you're doing. The biggest misconception is that I'll just say something and poof, AI will magically do it. No, it doesn't work that way. What I tell everyone and what I tell all my students is this. Watch the model while it's working. Because your project is high, most people, we have the best coder and developer in our hands right now. Most people are not at this level of software development, so you can learn by watching it. You can learn through your own projects. You can also learn how the work you do is structured. You're watching. That's why I want everyone to watch it. This is the same way. Be proactive. Monitor the model. Adjust the effort when necessary. Either lower it or increase it. This will make a huge difference for you. Now we've come to the next step. We are creating the Fable mode skill. Now, there are 2 ways to do this. One of them is like this. You can write a skill for Claude Code. What will be effective in this? Opus or Sonnet? Starts acting a bit more like Fable and giving performance close to Fable. There is one way to do this. Actually, there are 2 ways. One, as you see on the screen, by the way, I provide all the prompts in the free community that I used. There is a link for that below too. I will actually give this skill in Fable as well. I will give that in the community too, at the Digital Academy. There are a few skills I obtained as a result of this work. I will share them too, but there is also a leaked skill. There is a leaked skill for Claude Fable 5, and this leaked skill is really successful. It makes the models converge to Fable, so they really start giving performance very close to Fable. The logic behind this is actually this. I examined that skill too. I am also telling you how you can set it up if you want to set it up yourself. You have a skill set up that plans scope, evidence, adversarial, verify, calibrate, and all of these step by step. You give this to Fable 5. Then you say create and install this skill. But let me show the other method too. There is a skill here. Install this. When we install this leaked skill turns itself into a much more advanced system. I even say explain it to me first. Let it explain itself. As you can see, it is a Mator skill called Fable mode. It has put the working discipline of the Fable 5 model into writing. This way, even in weaker models like Opus or Sonnet, it means it should work like Fable. That is what it means. There is scope, there is evidence. As you see, there is reason. there is verify before done. And directly in this way, when is it triggered? In multi-layered, multi-step tasks, it triggers proactively, meaning by itself. When the model itself or the user says Fable mode, think like Fable, or slow down and do this right, it is triggered in this way. It is a very high quality, harmlessly made system. It overlaps with superpowers too, but it does not conflict. It sits on top of it, so it improves it further. Superpowers was doing similar slowdowns too. It says, since I work in Fable 5, it won't affect me. Put it in Opus. This skill could be a real game changer system for you. After Fable 5 is over, it is close to it, but in this one, you have to do everything I say layer by layer. Now we have come to the other part, the last one actually, model routing. Now model routing is this. Orchestrating according to situations. We give everything in our toolbox and tell Claude, set up model routing for Fable 5. This is very important. I say set up model routing. Put Fable, Opus, Sonnet, Haiku, and my local models all together. Create orchestrator plans in dynamic workflows. Distribute the hard tasks accordingly. Distribute the easy tasks accordingly. This way, you'll avoid a massive cost. At the same time, since you had Fable create the rule set, it'll handle what to use and when most effectively for you. This is very important. Prepare your systems like this. This way, it discovers these rules, which model works best where, and builds an orchestration system. The most important thing for you is that even after it's gone, this orchestration system keeps running, so you won't need Fable most of the time. This is also one of the most important points. Copy this prompt as well, as I mentioned. Fable will leave on the 5th. It came previously. America blocked it. Now it's back, but it was supposed to leave on the 7th. It got extended. It'll leave on the 12th. We have 5 more days. That's great, but then it's planned to come back. We know that too. But the thing is, if you stay dependent on a model, every move you make is restricted. Because when it comes, goes, or something else happens, you end up making your work constantly dependent on external factors, which isn't a healthy way to work. So if you build and use these systems correctly, you can create much better performing systems even with a local model, because most of the time local models handle most of the work. Most of the time Sonnet and Haiku handle most of the work. The key is knowing how you're going to work. I'll be sharing more tricks about this on the channel. You can follow along. With Claude, we talk about how to work with Cowork, Claude Code, Hermes, and AI agents, how to change your career, and how to start a business. You can also join the Digital Academy for this. This way, you can see our community. Thousands have been trained so far, and hundreds have managed to start their own businesses. And many of them are making a lot of money with the ventures they've built using AI. I'm one of the biggest examples of this myself. AI changed my life and had an incredible impact on the work I do, on my entire life. I actually want to show you the way to do this too, because we have an unfair competitive tool in our hands. It won't stay like this for very long. Take advantage of the opportunity while it's here. Let me show those who are curious. You ask a lot. There are many training systems in the classrooms. There are plenty of lessons here. There are community-exclusive lessons. There are many systems. There are agentic systems. You can learn all of these and progress, and there are roadmaps planned for you that you can follow step by step, suitable for starting from scratch. We have our weekly meetings here. With regular meetings and live lessons, you can actually improve yourself and ask your questions. We also have great friends in the community. Everyone supports each other. I'd like to thank everyone inside as well for being so great. If you subscribe to the channel, you won't miss our other videos. Thank you. See you.